Hello, this is Xavier Caro again. I'm a rheumatologist and clinical immunologist in Northridge, California, and the director of the Southern California Fibromyalgia Research and Treatment Center. This is the second in a series of videos for my patients. If you're a visitor, welcome. I'm trying to explain to my patients and to anyone else who is interested what fibromyalgia is, how we go about evaluating it here at the center. Let us begin then with trying to explain what system within the human body is responsible for most of the problems that we hear about in our fibromyalgia patients. This comes down to simply the immune system. It is surprising to me, that rheumatologists spend so much time studying those aspects of the medical field which have to do with their greatest interest, and that is immunology. But when it comes to fibromyalgia, they seem to turn their backs on that particular aspect of medicine. We don't do that here. We think that the immune system and its manifestations are very important in the production of the symptoms of fibromyalgia. Now recall that when the immune system goes awry, in simplistic terms, the expression of that problem is commonly described as inflammation. And we'll talk more about that as time goes on. But one of the cardinal signs of inflammation, and you might not be surprised to hear this, is pain. And we believe that the expression of the immune system dysfunction is in fact in part pain. Well, let's talk about the immune system in our patients. Now first, in order to understand the immune system, you need to realize that in general aspects, or in viewing it broadly, there are, for our purposes, two main expressions of the immune system. One is cellular, and this is these are things such as lymphocytes. You may have heard of these T lymphocytes, B lymphocytes, the macrophages, white blood cells, and so on and so forth. So that's the cellular arm. And there's another arm of the immune system, however, commonly referred to as the humoral or liquid arm of the immune system. Now, the liquid arm of the immune system is particularly important in defense against bacterial infections because the cellular arm, or the cells, take time to travel and accumulate in an area of trauma or infection in the body. The humoral arm, on the other hand, is there constantly, circulating at all times. Our tissues are like a sponge, if you like, and they soak up the humoral arm of the immune system, and that is waiting for any breakdown in the barriers between our cells and the outside world, which would include infectious agents. Now, the humoral system is made up of different aspects. There are 5 major so-called immune globulins, proteins, produced for the humoral arm. IgG, Ig, immune globulin M, IgA, IgD, and IgE. Now, for our purposes, immune globulin D is a regulatory protein, and we need not really bother ourselves with it. IgE is an allergy protein, which is modestly important here, but won't get as much emphasis as the other 3, and that is IgG, IgA, and IgM. Let's talk about these. Again, these are circulating proteins. They are normal. All healthy individuals have them in sufficient quantities to protect themselves against bacterial infections. In fact, if you don't have sufficient humoral immunity, you will in fact succumb as an infant. So we'll never meet you as a rheumatologist or clinical immunologist for adult individuals. On the other hand, if you have a less profound deficiency, you'll very likely make it into adulthood, and we'll talk about that. Now let's talk about immune globulins G, A, and M. Simply speaking, first, you need to know that there are 4 subtypes of IgG, immune globulin G. The subtypes are 1, that is subclass 1, subclass 2, 3, and 4. Not very ingenious, but that's the way it is. Second, for IgA, the most abundant of all immune globulins, but mostly confined to mucosal surfaces and particularly into our gut. IgA has 2 subclasses, subclass 1 and subclass 2. IgM, which is Johnny on the spot and very powerful, has no subclasses. It's just simply IgM. Now, let's talk about what we call here at the center immune deficiency. Commonly, we speak of it as primary immune deficiency, and that is an insufficient quantity of one or more of these immune globulins or their subclasses. It'll be important for you to understand how we measure those and what we have to do about them in order to understand what we're doing here. Thank you.